What's good, y'all? L Famous, living my life, not thinking about it twice. Don't be scared to like, subscribe, or share. It's dope content if you like it. Let's get it. Yeah, let's get it. Now, today's joint is about the story about this guy with the phone, Rikers Allen, better known as the Jack. You heard? Back in the day, the phone went straight out. You heard? Most houses, dorms, or cell houses had 1, 2, or 3 phones in them. So imagine what went down for the Jack. You heard? Let's get it. Now this joint right here is your man, you know what I'm saying? Let's look at this photo real quick. You heard? Yeah, let's look at this photo real quick. You heard? Right now you got let's talk about this dude and this dude style and this dude's status. You heard? Standing here on the phone. You heard? Now, the looks of things, I can't tell what borough this dude might be from. You heard? This dude look like he could be from the Bronx. This dude look like he could be from Brooklyn. This dude even look like he could be from Harlem. But one thing about the dude that I could tell, he rocking the Gazelles. You heard? The nigga rocking the Gazelles. So this let me know that this picture was in the 80s sometime. You heard? This probably was in the late 80s. He got on that BVD joint. You know what I'm saying? Niggas used to wear the silk BVDs and all that. You understand what I'm saying? And as you can see, homeboy don't just got on one shine. He has on 2 to 3 shines on his neck. That's my word. Son got 2 to 3 shines on his neck. You heard? 2 to 3 shines on his neck. And he got 3 rings on 3 fingers. What? Son Mackin, B. Son Jonesin, B. You heard? Son that nigga, B. You heard? I don't know who son is, but son move the crowd. Son move the crowd. And if you look at him, he look like a young dude, a little dude. So that lets me know that he in an adolescent right there. He in adolescent, B. That dude gotta be an adolescent, B. Cause that dude is he Jonesin, B. That nigga Jonesin. Look, somebody had to come out and take a picture of him, man. The CO, I bet you a CO probably took that picture, B. Cause that nigga had that house on smash, B. That nigga had that house on smash right there. Homeboy right there had that house on smash. He rocking 3 shines, B. You know what I'm saying? Back in the 80s, B. Young nigga, C74. He got his arms right. Probably did it came from DFY or something. You heard? Yeah, B. That's what the Allen would look like, B. You heard? And you see that phone? Yeah, man. You see that phone? Well, I'm gonna tell y'all something about that phone, B. You couldn't even talk about that phone if you wasn't ready to get busy, if you wasn't ready to stab a nigga, cut a nigga, or fight. You heard? You couldn't even talk about that phone. You heard? You see what he holding? He holding that jack. You heard? Dudes used to take that jack piece to them with they cell, man. They used to take that jack piece off the wire and take that to they cell, man. Yeah, man. Dudes like Homeboy. Homeboy right there. Homeboy probably was taking the jack of that phone right there back to his cell every morning and every night, B. You heard? He was letting certain niggas rock, B. You heard? Everybody wasn't rocking up there, B. You could tell, man. Everybody wasn't rocking, B. You heard? That was the late 80s. That's the mid 80s. That's some time, B. That's adolescent, B. You heard? Son look like a young nigga, man. That don't look like no old nigga, man. That nigga look like a young nigga, B. That nigga Jonesin, nigga. You heard? So I'm telling y'all niggas, man. You had robbers. You had killers. You had dudes from all boroughs that used to go in them cell houses, go in them dorms, go in them mods, and never even think about to talk about that jack that money is on right now. You heard? Them niggas knew better to mention if they could get on that jack, because they knew that once you talk about that jack and you ain't built like that, you was getting cut, stabbed, or beat up. That's my word. You heard? So you always had dudes in the house, cell house, or the dorms that never even acquire about that jack. And then you had niggas that used to step in the house and they be in between the A and B gate and they be like, Who got the jack? Who in there? You heard? But the real deal about that jack was when a nigga step in the house and they say, what's good with that jack? Everybody knew what that mean. You heard? You know what I'm saying? Everybody knew what that mean. What's good with that jack? And you had to be able to hold them words, B. You know what I'm saying? Because you was always going to have some niggas coming at you. Whether they come straight at you or they come smoothly at you. Your ass could be out of there. You heard? If you was the wrong person asking about them jacks. You heard? And let me let you know, everybody ain't coming there, going to every house asking about no jack. Because imagine you walking in the house and you see son on the phone, what you gonna do? What the average nigga gonna do? You think the average nigga gonna yap homeboy and get it on with homeboy for the jack right then and there? Hell no, nigga. That nigga might pull out some shit. 2 of my 3 niggas might jump out the day room. Niggas might blow your ass up and tear your ass to pieces, B. You heard? Yeah, you see what he rolling with, how he rocking on the joint. That nigga jonesing, nigga. Nigga got 3 shines on, B. 3 pinky rings. He got the pinky ring on, the middle ring on, and the regular ring on. Like, nigga, what, nigga? Young nigga with the gazelles on. You heard? Shit's almost bigger than his face, B. That's how I tell you. That's why I know you're adolescent. You heard? So he used to go down over that jack, B. You know what I'm saying? When I was in the 9, Preem had both of the jacks. You know what I'm saying? Then Will came out the box. He gave it to Will. You heard? You know what I'm saying? Will from the Bronx. You heard? You know what I'm saying? Cypress, Puerto Rican Will. You heard? Around that area. You heard? Yeah, B. You know what I'm saying? Preem had both jacks in the 9. You heard? And he used to let all the gangsters rock. Niggas had their time. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be having their halves, their hours. You heard? Then you got niggas that be getting 6-minute Dougie. You heard? Yeah, man. That's what. If you ain't never heard that term, because the phone ain't been going out for years now. But back in the days, like when homeboy on the phone right now, the phones used to go straight out, and the niggas used to be on the phone, and the nigga come over to certain niggas and be like, "Yo, you got 2 minutes, B. You got 2 minutes to get off that jack, B." And nigga be like, "Yo, I only been on here 4. I know, 6-minute Dougie, B. You heard? Niggas get to 5.5 minutes. Niggas be like, "Yo, I'm sorry, ma. I'll talk to you later. I don't know when I'm gonna talk to you again." All right. Some niggas come over disrespectful and click on you. You heard? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, B. That jack was serious, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at this picture, it just bring back old memories of how niggas used to be. You know what I'm saying? Niggas see that BVD shirt that he got on? When niggas would take an old BVD, bust it down, and make a do-rag out of that. You heard? You know what I'm saying? So nigga be having his waves spinning. Nigga have his little shine jumping. Now look, that's the Allen. That's the Allen. You heard? Homeboy rocking 2-3 shines on the Allen. You heard? Adolescent style. You heard? You know what I'm saying? And niggas, that's what it was all about. You know what I'm saying? Rocking your shines. You heard? Anybody that you see in the building rocking shines, you knew they was somebody. You knew they popped the top. You know what I'm saying? You heard? Just because a nigga rocking shines don't mean that he was everything, because there's a lot of niggas that was rocking shines that could get yapped. You know what I'm saying? It be niggas gunning for them niggas on the hallway, on the visiting. You know what I'm saying? It be niggas talking about niggas like, "Yo, you seen that shit that such and such had on his neck? Yeah, B, that shit crazy, B. I think that's the biggest joint in the building." Nah, that nigga got the biggest joint in the building. I'm telling you, man. I was down there with him in 4 Upper, you heard? You know what I'm saying? Then you have niggas gunning for you for your shine, you heard? And you be swinging through the hallway, and then next thing you know, you might have a nondescript nigga yap you from your shine. Because yeah, back in the days, a lot of the live niggas, they used to have a lot of their soldiers, a lot of their sons, a lot of their underlings, yap niggas that they couldn't really yap because they was cool with niggas or they knew niggas. You heard? So they'll have another nigga yap you, and niggas will get your shine. Niggas will get your shine to them. You heard? Yo, shit was crazy, man. That Allen was crazy, nigga. You heard? Over shines and over that telephone right there. Man, that Allen was berserk, man. I'm talking about berserk. It's so many dudes walking around with cuts on their face. It's so many dudes walking around with stab wounds, puncture wounds. You heard? It's dudes that got jumped, all kind of stuff. You heard? Just for that phone. You know what I'm saying? Just for a little shine on their neck. Because they, you know what I'm saying, they've been on the island for a couple of months. Their house is kind of sweet. They've been running shit, you know what I'm saying? But they don't know how the rest of that building look. The rest of that building is gruesome. You heard? Certain niggas in that building or in that Bing or in that Adam Seg, they catch up with you, nigga. Nigga, you getting yapped, nigga. You heard? You getting yapped, nigga. It done happened to the toughest niggas, B. So when I look at this picture of Homeboy, I see that Homeboy living, B. Homeboy Jonesin', B. Homeboy Mackin', B. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know where Homeboy from. Homeboy could be from Brooklyn. Homeboy could be from the X. Or Homeboy could be from Harlem. Or Homeboy could be from Queens. You heard? Because once you're adolescent, you develop a certain type of style. You heard? Back in the 80s, that was the style. Gazelles, BVD, Shines, Pumas, Adidas, you heard? You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. And these niggas was rocking them shits hard, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Rocking they shit proudly, B. Going to court, you know what I'm saying? Fighting bodies, fighting murders, you heard? Fighting some of the most craziest crimes in New York. You dealing with some of the most wildest criminals and dangerous criminals all around New York City. From the Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, and anywhere else that got caught and locked up in New York City. So the Allen was crazy, man. Imagine all those criminals in jail fighting over phones, sneakers, gold chains, gold teeth, food, commissary, you heard? Jackets, coats, you know what I'm saying? That's all niggas was fighting over. That's all niggas was stabbing and cutting niggas over, you heard? In the 80s and the 90s, you heard? Till the gangs came in. But all this era is before the gang right here, you heard? This is Rikers Island, you heard? You won't be smiling on Rikers Island. Yeah, this is Rikers Island right here, you heard? And as I look at this picture, Homeboy is living, man. And anybody in the comments that looking at this picture, anybody that's watching this story, they can look and they ain't gonna know that been on that island around the time when the Homeboy was on the island or after that, you know what Homeboy was doing, B. Homeboy was jonesing, B. Homeboy sitting back. The CO had to come out the bubble and say, let me take a picture of you. You so fly. You heard? You so fly, man, in jail, man, that I gotta come out the booth and take a picture of you, man. And this is gonna be a memorable picture that niggas gonna be able to look at 20 or 30 years later, you heard? Homeboy on the Rikers Island, man. He on an old phone, an old jack, you heard? Phones ain't even like that no more. You get 5 minutes, 6 minute Dougie before operator hang up on you, you heard? Back then at this time, at this photo, this is when the phones used to go straight out. It was a lot of dudes. Say it was 50 dudes in the house. Only about 15 dudes probably was touching the phone, man. If that. Man, it was houses on the island where dudes, it'd be 50 dudes in the house and probably 5 dudes only touching that phone, man. You got 45 dudes scared to ask to get on that phone, man. They scared to death to ask to get on that phone, man. They grown ass men. Some of these people that done killed people in the street. They done killed people in the street, raw people in the street, stuck up people, did all kind of crazy shit in the street. But as soon as they hit that island, they scared to death to ask the nigga to get on the phone. A nigga that looked just like that, Homeboy right here, with 3 chains on, the Gazelles on, with the BVD on, macking the phone. Niggas be scared to death to ask family to get on the phone. Yo, fam, can I get on the phone? Like a regular ask to get on the phone is like a sign of disrespect to them gangsters. You heard? You might be asking in a nice way, yo, can I use the phone? And them niggas will be like, what? The phone? Yo, don't never ask about that phone, B. That's word of my mother, nigga. I done heard niggas ask to use the phone a nice way. And niggas come back, don't ever ask to use that phone. And niggas have never asked to use that phone, B. That's my word, B. You know what I'm saying? So on the Allen, in the 80s, in the 90s, you always had dudes from all the boroughs. I don't care if it was Queens. I don't care if it was Brooklyn. I don't care if it was Harlem. I don't care if it was Manhattan. I don't care if it was the BX, Bronx. You always had dudes like this with they shine on their neck, holding down the phone, talking to one of their girlfriends, talking to one of their family members. But 9 times out of 10, niggas be talking to one of their joints. You heard? You know what I'm saying? Niggas be jonesing. You heard? Son right here probably had from 9 to click, B. Probably had, matter of fact, son right here probably had from 8 to click, man. You heard? And he was letting niggas get on the phone all from 8 and under. You heard? You know what I'm saying? But when 8 come, don't even think about that phone. You heard? Don't even think about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why Coochie Rap came out with the song, You Won't Be Smiling on Rikers Island. Because everybody know that if you went in a house in the 80s or the 90s and you asked about that phone, you was prepared to get stabbed, cut, or into a fight, or you was prepared to stab and cut and fight anybody for what you stand up for, which was that phone. And it all was a system. You heard? Because you had dudes that used to go in houses, and no matter who they was in the house, they used to be like, they'll take that receiver that he talking on, they take it out the wire, and they'll be like, yo, I got the phone. Come to the back. And the nigga that got the phone got to go to the back. Or the nigga that was perpetrating, running the phone got to go to the back. You heard? And a lot of the times, dudes that did that, they was the real deal. You heard? That wasn't their first time doing that. You know what I'm saying? You heard? So they did that shit, and 9 times out of 10, after they did that shit, the phone was theirs. You heard? Son right here, he looked like he inherited the phone. You heard? You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas inherit the phone too. You know, like a nigga, top dude might have a phone, you know what I'm saying? And give you a name like, let me give you a name like my man Frazier. Let me just say Frazier. Frazier might have a phone, and he might be about to go up north, and he might leave it to his little man, because it usually go down to the next person that got the most time. So if Frazier got from 8 to click, and say I had from 7 to 8, the phone will automatically go to me. You heard? And then I hold down that phone until I go up north or go home. You heard? Or till I pass it off, or I leave that house and pass it off. You heard? And that's how the phone shit go. So a lot of niggas inherit the phone. Everybody don't take phones. Everybody don't have to go gun to gun or blow a nigga or get blown for a phone. Sometimes a lot of dudes, most of the time, a lot of dudes inherit the phone. You heard? The phone gets inherited. You know what I'm saying? Because the Allen is like a whatchamacallit type thing. It's like a seniority type thing. You heard? The longer you been on the Allen, the longer, the more your rep's supposed to be up. You heard? You know what I'm saying? Because constantly people is going up north. Constantly dudes is going home. You heard? So yeah, B, I just want to give dudes some jewels about Rikers Island, flashback about the phones. You heard? Yeah, this is a flashback about the phones, Rikers Island. Family right here rocking 3 chains. You heard, with the silk BVD blue joint on. You heard the Gazelles. You could tell he a young nigga, the Gazelles, taking up his whole face. You know what I'm saying? He got the little physique. You know what I'm saying? But you could tell like he got his muscles up. You know what I'm saying? And like I told you, This photo looked like they ain't have click in the cells. So this photo, I think you had to go to the gym back in the days to get click in Rikers Island before they stopped it. But because in '91, I think they stopped it. When I got there, I think they would stop click. But this picture looked like I told y'all, this picture looked like this nigga was holding it down so much wherever he was at. You heard? The police had a camera, and the police came out and said, I gotta take a picture of you, man. You just too fly for jail, man. You just too cool for jail, man. Look at your little ass in here with 3 shines on, with gazelles on, rocking, doing your do. Got niggas scared to death. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think this picture is, you heard? Unless he worked up in the receiving room. And I don't know if that's a receiving room picture because, you know, they have phones up in the receiving room. And whoever worked up in the receiving room, they used to use that time to jack and, you know, Jones up there, you heard? Because I worked in the receiving room in the 4 building for a short time, you heard? For 2 weeks, you heard? You know what I'm saying? My man got me the job. And I was working up in the receiving room in the 4 building for 2 weeks, running around, selling niggas cigarettes for all kind of shit. You heard? Giving niggas cigarettes for all kind of shit. Army coats, all kind of shit. I was getting shit. I ain't even have to take shit from niggas. Niggas was coming through thirsty with no cigarettes. I was having cigarettes for niggas. Yeah, I had the receiving room job for 4 months. In '94, you heard, on Rikers Island, you heard. I mean, for two weeks in '94, you heard. I worked the receiving room 4 building, you heard. Taking niggas' property and putting it, bagging it up, feeding the new niggas that come in, you heard. Making mad moves, niggas coming in with weed, niggas coming in with new shit. I'm the first one to get shit from niggas, you heard, before they get to the house to get robbed. Yeah, man. Shit was real, nigga. You heard? So yeah, that's what I'm just letting y'all know, man. This is what I see when I see this picture, B. Homeboy was holding it down. I don't know what borough he's from. He probably was from Brooklyn. He probably was from the X. He probably was from Manhattan, Harlem, Queens, anywhere, because that was the uniform of the average nigga on Rikers Island back in the 80s. You heard? Them gazelles, 2 or 3 shines on your neck, couple of rings, that BVD, you heard? Jacking, macking the phone, you heard? But they ain't call it macking back then, they called it jonesing, you heard? You got 6 minutes on that jack, or you gonna get blown up, nigga.